Hi all and welcome to a new video. After making last week's video, I remembered that Alpha Strike is absolutely amazing. So let's dive into why I think that and why you should play. The main draw of Alpha Strike, in my opinion, is the cheap price to play. Each player can get in a decent sized force for $60 to $70. And if one of you buys the Alpha Strike box set, you have enough cardboard terrain for half of a table. Now before I go into all of the other reasons why I love it, let's start with the buy-in. Alpha Strike plays like a simplified BattleTech system. The biggest barrier to entry is the 6x4 table space needed. I got around this by buying 3 4x2 flat boards from Home Depot and using Gorilla Tape as makeshift hinges to create a table expansion that allows you to safely play at this, radius. You can fold it up into one single 4x2 board that's just a little bit thicker, and all in all it cost me about $50. If you aren't interested in a battle mat, it is best to go for the higher quality ones, as some of the cheaper ones cannot last as long as I am already learning. I recommend doing your research and not just buying something that looks okay. The big thing is you don't actually need to buy all of these listed items to play the game. If you have the starter set, then it gives you enough scenarios that you can play on some smaller boards, and normal BattleTech space requirements are very small in comparison, so starting with that, if space is an issue, is cheaper and a perfect way to do this. Alpha Strike is easy to teach, yet has a very surprising amount of depth in it. Every game I've played so far has been different enough to warrant my love of it. No two games have ever gone the same, or even gone close enough for me to say, those feel about the same. The entire attack system is based around rolling just 2 dice. The most complicated part is calculating what number you need to hit, but even that becomes second nature really quickly. All you're really doing is going, okay, I moved, I have a slight modifier. The enemy moved, they have a slight modifier. It's a long range, short range, medium range. I'm shooting through trees. I can barely see them because they're hiding behind a building. That kind of stuff. It's intuitive, it's straightforward, it makes sense. There's no, oh, you're standing right at that weird spot so I get a bonus to hit. It's all basic and straightforward, and it is so intuitive and simple. My example absolutely sucks, but let's get into more details about why I think it's simple, and how it is simple yet amazing. Alpha Strike uses measuring tape and 2 dice to do 90% of the actions. While it does make it very sad when you miss, rolling only 2 dice and having very intuitive crit rolls is always a bonus. While Alpha Strike is easy to teach, the individual pilot skills, pilot abilities, and the sheer amount of mechs and their special ammo, gun, or keywords means each game can feel different and unique. Every mech also comes with an Alpha Strike card, every mech being every battle mech you ever purchase comes with one. So you can buy any BattleTech product and you're building your Alpha Strike army as well. The Alpha Strike book has different game modes, rules for different types of planets, sliding on ice, etc. Alpha Strike is a perfect system for adding depth slowly as you learn how to play it, and the tactics surrounding it. Out of every tabletop wargame I have played, it is the one that has gotten most of my friends into wargaming. If you do play this as your sole game, however, there are also campaign rules where you can roleplay with your friends as different clans, intersphere factions, or just mercenaries. Make alliances, have fun, make your own lore. It's the whole point of playing games like this. And the rules in that campaign book really lend a narrative lore campaign of different groups fighting for planets against each other. Despite being easy to teach and having a decent amount of depth, I do understand why some people don't love the system. So let's go into why you shouldn't play. Compared to normal BattleTech, it does not have a deep of a system of rules. However, I do not see this as a negative. Some people have argued that to me. After a while, the battles can feel a little samey if you aren't actively trying to change up your mechs or pilot skills. And sometimes that requires money. However, this is a drawback of most wargames, so it's not just an Alpha Strike issue. These are, in my opinion, the 2 biggest cons of the game, despite the space needed. The space needed is always annoying. It is always terrible when you read a new book and it goes 6x4 table, because most people don't actually have a table that big. That's why I recommend playing around half the size. And back to positives, this is also a really good system for mixed arm warfare. It supports having infantry, tanks, mechs, and even aircraft and long-range artillery support rules. There are a lot of new mechs coming out with the BattleTech Mercenaries stuff, and a lot of new tanks as well, so getting into mixed armed warfare has never been easier than it is today. I have gushed as much as I can in this shorter video without repeating myself too much. Hopefully I have shown you why I think Alpha Strike deserves your chance. I would recommend trying it at least once. The lower buy-in, the fact you don't actually need to buy the main Alpha Strike book, just the starter set. And you can buy the main Alpha Strike book if you actually think it's amazing. And really, the starter set gives you a really good starting point of knowing if you're going to even like this system of rules. While I could go into how the mechs can sometimes feel super killy, and there are some obvious good ones and some obvious bad ones, in reality, the gem that is Alpha Strike is really best experienced. You will find mechs that are horrible and you never should bring. You also find those one mechs that run really fast or impossible to hit, go behind your enemy, and they can never kill them and it slowly plinks away damage. There are so many ways to play that even the bad mechs aren't terrible. And I think that's one of the reasons I love this system. I have played objectively bad armies and won. I have played against objectively terrible choices, and they've completely destroyed me, and by turn 3, I'm gone, almost completely off the field. It also has alternate activations and so many other things I absolutely love. That being said, I wanted to keep this short today, and I hope all of you enjoyed this. I wanted to elaborate more on why I think this is an amazing system, but mostly why I think it's so easy to teach. And hopefully that came through on this video. Eventually, I will probably put up a how to play Alpha Strike. I got an idea from the comment who said how to play Legion, and I'm trying to find some nice looking things on Tabletop Simulator because I don't really have a good recording setup, video recording setup, so probably going to see at least a couple how to play videos in the next few weeks coming out on this channel. If there's anything else you'd like to hear be explained in this voice of mine, leave it in the comments below. Hopefully I've convinced you to give this a try, even if it's just on Tabletop Sim, to see how you enjoy it. Have a wonderful week all. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.